What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Try to make this quick. Yes, sir. All right. So as y'all can see, I've been slowing down, putting out content. Right. But good news is I'm willing to come to anybody else's podcast or show. You know, you want to give your audience a good show, invite me. Tell you. We talk about our, just hit me up. I give you my email or I put it in the description or whatever we got to do. But I'm gonna have to chill out for a while. But I am willing to go to other people's shows and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna be doing my show as much. Maybe something really really big happened. But we got a lot to talk about since I ain't been on here for about a month or two. But the NBA Finals is going on right now. Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Indiana Pacers. Oh man, I got a lot of windows open. We got a lot to get to, and I just now remember something. But let's do it like this, man. Okay. See, best team in the league. Right now, this was they were 80-18 before the first game of the finals. You seen the Pacers get that big win, right? Shout out to the Pacers. And they fell to 80-19. So with that 80-19, that's 819. The area code is for Quebec, Canada, right? Quebec, Canada is like right across the river from Toronto, right? And you got like 4 players in this NBA Finals that's from Canada. All right. Canada used to be owned by France. Remember that the Olympics was in France. All right. So you got the Olympics in France. And you got something going on down in Louisiana too, right? With this plantation burning down, the Nottoway plantation burning down, right? And which is crazy about that is at the same time, around the same time that this plantation is burning down, right? This Nottoway plantation. You got 10 inmates escaping from a Louisiana prison. Now, there's a riddle there, right? And then Oklahoma City is in the finals. Oklahoma City is known for the Tulsa race, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And you got the race ride. So something is going on, right? There's a riddle going on with this these plantations burning down, right? You got Trump in office, which Trump's script, he's a racist, right? So this is a warehouse in the cotton field. I'm just showing the similarity. This is the new plantation is the warehouse. But so yeah, the plantation burning down at the same time you got these people escaping from a New Orleans prison, Louisiana prison. All right, so there is a riddle there, I've yet to solve that riddle, but I'm pretty sure we're not to the end of it right now. Right, we're not to the end of it. Trying to get to it. Okay, maybe not. I got a lot of stuff up here, man. So yeah, the plantation, man. Slaves escape. Trump's in office. It seems really weird. I don't want to get stuck on this because this ain't what we really came to talk about. Okay. So first thing first, you got the new pope, right? Before that, we got a new president, right? So the new Pope, which this dude took my name, which is crazy, right? The new Pope took my name, Pope Leo, right? And I'll show you, I was Leo way before this dude. Nobody's gonna remember me though, right? Leo, so since more, way before that. They're just showing you why would this guy take my name, right? And he's the new spiritual leader, right? He took my name because he want to be the best. I understand. He want to be the best, right? So we know the Catholic Church, the last Pope, Pope Francis, he was bringing in the LGBT community, right? So watching the NBA Finals, right, from tip-off, from when they first started, here's the beginning of the program, right? Thunderstorms and rainbows, right?
Downtown Oklahoma City, the Paycom Center, home of the Thunder, packed and ready to go. Boy, they had a thunderstorm outside, a downpour. Look at the result. A beautiful rainbow.
A beautiful rainbow. But look at the name of the street.
Downtown Oklahoma City.
Look at the name of the street.
The Paycom Center, home of the Thunder, packed and ready to go.
E.K. Gaylord, and show a rainbow right next to it. And that's how they started off I still ain't find out who this E.K. Gaylord dude is. I'm pretty sure that's important to what's going on. Right. All right. So what I'm thinking is that they bringing the racist, Trump's in office. So it's about to be some type of racial divide. It's already been kind of going down and brewing because, man, it's a whole riot going on in L.A. Like right now as we speak. They're trying to, ICE is coming in and gathering up people and stuff, and it's going down. Like I tell you, man, if you want to look at news stories, the best thing to do is go to where the event is happening at. Go right to them. Local news stories, they're not gonna copyright you for local news stories. All right. So this stuff been going on.
Chaos erupts here in LA County. Widespread immigration raids triggering protests from Paramount to downtown. And tonight, an unlawful assembly has been declared as President Trump announces he will be deploying thousands of National Guard troops here to Los Angeles. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the News at 10. I'm Rick Chambers. Major developments during a second day of violent confrontations between protesters and federal agents who are out on the streets trying to round up undocumented immigrants. As I mentioned, President Trump has ordered 2,000 National Guard members to counter that violence. And that angered Governor Newsom, who said that the move was purposely inflammatory and will only escalate the tensions. We've got team coverage tonight of these raids. KTLA5's Lindsay Pena is in.
So, yeah, you got to, whatever goes on in LA, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, man, because per capita, there's a lot of actors in LA, right? Hollywood is right next door to LA. So you gotta be careful, right? With what comes out of there. Okay, here we go. The inmates escape. Well, this is another inmate that escaped. A former police chief. He didn't just walked out of prison. And the other guy said he walked out. He said they let him out, which makes sense to me. The plantations is burning down. This is all esoteric. Plantations is burning down, and you got people escaping from prison, which, if you know about the 13th Amendment, come on, bro. Stop playing with me. 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution, ratified in 1865, officially abolished slavery and involuntary servitude, except as punishment for a crime. So these brothers is in jail for punishment of crime, so that makes them a slave. And they're running away from, the jail or the prison, which is essentially will be the plantation. But you got these plantations like really burning down in Louisiana, plantation in Louisiana, hopes to rebuild. But that's not the only one. And they said there's other plantation, bro. They said Just caught on fire. The fire went out, and it caught fire again. And they didn't even talk about this one.
Massive fire engulfs Navy Secretary's Kalorama mansion in D.C. near Obama's residence.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
The ancestors are busy. The ancestors are busy.
I mean, somebody's busy. I don't think your ancestors got really. I don't think they really give a damn, but at the same time, that make you feel better. Yeah, because your ancestors. There's 3 words. Ancestor is really 3 words. An is annual. Cest is celestial, and then store is star. Right, annual celestial stars. Right, that's your ancestors. But people got different definitions and stuff. But it's good to break these words down. At the end of the day, all right. Yeah, this is the brother who said, "Hey, let me out." Antoine Massey said they let him out, and I believe him. Ain't nobody just walking out of 10 people escaping from prison at the same time. Plantations is burning down. No, this is a mind game, right? This is a riddle, and they want us to solve it. But I don't think the last puzzle piece has failed just yet. All right. And realize they talk about black fatigue. When they're saying black fatigue, what they really talk about, it ain't we tired of black. Like I said, it's all a mind game with these people. When they say something, just know they more than likely they mean something else. The black fatigue goes back to they not like us. All right. What's my guy name? They not like us is Kendrick Lamar. Right? Kendrick Lamar. And Trump and them was beefing too, but they not like us. Remember on the Super Bowl, there was a guy dressed in all black who they made it seem like he was going off script and protesting the Gaza and Israel war. But I'm telling you, that was part of the show too. When they saying they not like us, they're talking about the people over in Africa. Because there's a real revolutionary going on over there, right? Remember, Kendrick Lamar said the revolution will be televised. But one of my great favorite artists of all time, Gil Scott-Heron, said, he told us a long time back in the 70s, the revolution will not be televised. The revolution couldn't possibly be televised because the revolution that Gil Scott-Heron was talking about was the revolution of your mind. All right. Now this is Ibrahim Traoré. He is leading a revolution over in, I believe, West Africa. And he's getting allies like Putin and Kim Jong-un, and he's putting a little fear in the United States. So this is something to keep an eye on. But like I said, this goes back to the not like us. They're separating. It's all about divide and conquer, right? I told you Tariq Nasheed, he's directly connected to this too, right? They're trying to separate for a reason, definitely for a reason, right? Now, I seen this the other day too. The Minnesota Lynx, a professional WNBA team, held a moment of silence in a speech for star player Navisha Collar to honor the 5th anniversary of George Floyd's death. And then, okay, so that happens, right? At the same time, you got this kid named Carmelo Anthony, right? Stabs his other kid, Austin Metcalf. At the same time, the basketball player Carmelo Anthony is going into the Hall of Fame. Now, this, it might be a coincidence, But I just really don't believe in coincidences like that. I really don't. Now, this other event been going on too. This lady, something to keep an eye on. These have been news stories. Now, this is crazy because from what I'm hearing, here go both of them. Right, these two racist news stories that's in the news. Shiloh Hendricks donations. They said she made $600,000. The number that was reported to me was $666,000. Right, which is that's 666. Why would they choose to, use that number? All right, and then this happened. There's a plane, and the number on the plane was. Oh no! Wait a minute. My computer just froze up. Yeah, here we go. This plane crashed in San Diego. N666. Yes, crash in San Diego. I'm telling you, all these news stories, bro. There's there's some there's some conspiracy to like every news story. And like most people, they ain't not gonna pay attention to this. Why the hell would they be looking at the number on the plane, right? And they're just not gonna pay attention to it. But 666 is right there for your viewing pleasure. All right, so they're bringing this back, man. I don't want to go too hard on this because I'm on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you need to come on over to YouTube. So we won't be so censored. Like I said, I ain't gonna be doing this too much this year or next year. I got my reasons why. They're making me take a break, which is cool. All right. I don't know where I want to go to. I got stuff, but some stuff I'm gonna have to hold off on, man, because it ain't the right time. I did want to point out Donald Trump's dad, middle name is Christ, Frederick Christ Trump Sr. That's just something to keep an eye out on. As we move on, it's getting close to Trump's birthday. The birthdays is important, ladies and gentlemen. When something happens to these people like Kanye West, you want to check his birthday and then check the day that that it happened to him on. That's a good way to get the numerology, and then the numbers connect. Usually, most of the time. Okay. Because because then we got to. You see, it was set up for really magic because I was gonna have to deal with this, right? This is a book, and a lot of people believe this book is about Trump, right? This is Aleister Crowley's book. He's an occultist. Wrote this back in 1917. Involves a magical war between a group of white magicians led by Simon If and a group of black magicians. All right, and they were battling over an unborn child. They're trying to say that this child is Trump that they're battling over. All right, and like I showed you with that movie, The Exorcist. Or maybe I didn't show you. The movie The Exorcist, it's the movie The Exorcist is really based on a true story. Loosely based on a true story. All right. It was sensationalized depiction of a demonic possession has all but defined the type of narrative in the popular imagination. The material itself is loosely based on a real life case from 1949, where Father William Bowden performed a series of exorcisms on a 14-year-old boy. At 14 is a big number right now, right? Because Pope Leo, he's Pope Leo the 14th, right? If you look at the NBA Finals, the two teams, look at the seeds of the two teams. You should already know it, right? Look at the seeds of the two teams in the NBA Finals, right? So this 14 is going to be, you're going to keep hearing 14, 14, 14, right? And then you got to know that N, right? The letter N is the 14th letter, right? Then what goes when you think of the letter N, you probably think about the N word, right? So if you know anything about the little racist organizations, right? These they do got white supremacist groups out there on the internet and stuff. They'll use the number 14 a lot, right? When that little dude went in the Top supermarket and shot them indigenous people up, he had the number 14 written on his gun. So, and this is an American Pope. This dude is from Chicago, right? He went to Villanova, and that's the reason why a lot of people who deal with numerology was looking at, the Knicks to make it to the finals, because there's that tie in with the Pope in Villanova, right? This American Pope from Chicago, right? But yeah, The Exorcist, based on a true story. In this book, they're saying is loosely based on Trump. This book, Moonchild. But I was tripping off the black magicians versus the white magicians, because I've been talking about this. The white magicians would be the Celtics, right? If we talk about the NBA finals and stuff like that, the white magicians would be the Celtics Druids, right? The black magicians would be the Moors, right? The black magicians, the black magic, right? Like the Black Magic Johnson. It was actually a musician named Black Magic Johnson, right? And music is very important. Oh man. So this is what I'm gonna be working on this summer, bro. This is what I'm gonna be working on this summer. Black Magic Johnson, right? But we all know about this Magic Johnson too. And this Magic Johnson used to go against the Celtics. And they had Larry Bird. Larry Bird is the white bird, right? The white bird was the symbol that God was present. Right? In the Bible, the white bird was a symbol that God was present. Remember Larry Bird in the playoffs, after Jordan scored 63 points, Larry Bird said, that wasn't Michael Jordan out there, that was God and sneakers. The white bird let everybody know in the NBA that God was present. I'm just saying, man, this is how this stuff kind of, the script writers, they be writing the hell out of the script. And, they're not just writing it for nobody to get it. Right? They wouldn't waste the film. They wouldn't waste their time. They're occultists. If they're going to put on a show, it's going to be an occultist show. And the bigger the show, like an NBA Finals, the bigger the show, the more occult rituals is going to be.
Oh, boy, they had a thunderstorm outside, a downpour. Look at the result. A beautiful rainbow as we get set for game.
And it's going to keep happening. All right? It's going to keep happening. What will happen tonight? I don't know. I'm not making up a theory. That's my hometown team is Pacers, bro. Okay, I can't. I'm not going to jinx them. And, I know for a fact they watch. Because look at this. You want to know how the spy networks? Before we get up out of here, I'll give you that. Remind me. Remember, I got it right here. I got my paper right here. Right. All right. Boom. Another big thing. Right. There's a theme going on. This might be a riddle too with fire. right? Okay, boom. The Tesla caught on fire in front of Trump Towers. Remember that? All right, that's cool, right? And then Tesla was just catching on fire randomly, and people was running up vandalizing Teslas, right? And Elon Musk has been having it kind of rough. Let me play this right quick. I gotta play this. I got to, because this guy right here was such an asshole. This guy does numerology and he studies astrology. He's about to make a prediction. How long ago was this? Because guess what? The prediction came true. This was 5 months ago. This guy made this prediction. This guy is a numerologist, right? I ain't gonna lie, I learned a lot from him. Gary, the numbers guy.
Subscribe to them on YouTube. They're on all the platforms.
15 minutes in.
Like the video if you're watching on YouTube or on Myron.
Can you make a hyper specific, based on my testing model? Can you make a hyper specific prediction? Hang on. Let me ask the question. Mm-hmm. Can you make a hyper specific prediction for us, which would include names, dates, times, place?
No problem, my friend.
Okay, can you go ahead and do that and show us the method?
But let me talk a little bit so I can explain the methodology to it. We're going to start with astrology. And I don't do astrology like these women tell you Mercury is retrograde. I don't do that. I focus on something, the Chinese astrology, the Vietnamese astrology, because it's much more accurate. And in Vietnamese astrology, there are 12 signs. And every sign has an enemy. Okay, and we'll go down to it. The snake is enemies with the pig. And in January 2000, on January 29th this year, the year the snake starts. So what does that actually mean? That means the people who are born in snake years, like Kai Cenat, are going to take over. That means people who are born in snake years are going to actually be the top stars in 2025. But also means something else. This is something you're going to enjoy. It means that some people are going to be in their downfall. And people born in 1983, 1995, look, XQC, Logan Paul, it's going to happen this year that they're going to have major downfalls. I'm making that prediction right now. They will have awful years.
Hang on.
Let me finish you. And then I'm going to make this prediction right now. Elon Musk will be thrown out of the Trump administration by the end of 2025, because Elon Musk is born 1971, the year of the pig. This is the year of the snake, and he will get humbled. And you're going to see how this system works, because I'm going to love seeing this replayed by the end of the year. That is a specific
You ain't even had to wait to the end of the year, Gary. I mean, they fell out. Trump and Musk feud live. Trump said this nigga was in my bad. I'm talking a little bit too candid. Musk said Trump is in the Epstein's files. Yeah, that friendship is over, bro. You can't put me with Epstein and all the nasty stuff they was doing and think we're gonna be cool. Elon Musk and Trump has officially fell all the way out, and Gary predicted it, and everybody in this comment section was talking. They was talking shit about Gary. And I had to bring that up, because I mean that's like an in your face moment. That's a Steph Curry 3 in your face. It's crazy. Okay, let's do this. Okay, wait a minute. Now look, Indiana, right? So I'm thinking Princess Diana, right? In Diana, right? And then you got the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder is associated with lightning, right? Lightning, Zeus, lightning bolts, right? Oklahoma City Thunder and lightning. Now they used to be the Seattle Supersonics. Thunder, pull this up, bro. It's a sonic boom. Thunder and sonic boom, right? Thunder and sonic booms are both caused by rapid pressure changes in the air, but the underlying mechanism was different. All right, but you can see there's a relationship with thunder and sonic boom, or you could call it a supersonic, right? It's dealing with sound. All right, so this led me to something else. I'm like, they're trying to tell us something with this these two teams that they placed in the final, right? The Thunder and the Supersonics. They're closely related, right? The Supersonics used to be the Thunder. I mean, the Thunder used to be the Supersonics, right? So where we at? Now, Indiana. Okay. Now, like I said, if you spell out NBA, it equals 17. All right. And I do believe it's been 17 years since the Oklahoma City Thunder has been a team, right? And then Indiana, we ain't won a championship since the ABA, right? I think that's been like 54 years or something like that, and that's another big number. But let's do this. Let's go back to that date. All right, NBA Finals started on 6/5, right? June 5th. Now, in Diana is Princess Di, who died and this is her birthday. Princess Diana, her birthday is July 1st. Okay. You should say it's 26 days. All right. So there's going to be a thing with this 26. The 26 is the God number. You spell out God as 26. All right. So this number this year has been very big. Right. Trust me, I've been paying attention. So there's that. Now the new Pope, right? There's a new Pope, Pope Leo. The guy took my name, stole my name. Right. 9/14/2025 to the day of the finals, right? 101 days. That's the 26 prime number. All right. So the Pope and Princess Di are synced up due to this number, the number 26, right? Yeah. I might just gotta tell you now we could do it. Okay, boom. If you spell out Pacers, you see it's 62 and 26, right? Now, we talk about the Queen, we talk about the Pope. No, we talk about the princess, and we talked about the Pope. But remember, the Queen died 3 years ago. And look at her number, 1001. Guess what? That's the 26 Pentecostal number. So going into the game, right, and also knowing that they could get their 19th losses, this will read 80-19. In numerology, you leave the zeros off, so it'd be just 819. The 819 is a Canada area code, and a lot of these players are from Canada, right? Especially the MVP, the main player, he's from Canada, right? If you put a 819 in here, it doesn't have a prime number, but it does square at the 13th, right? Remember, 13 colonies. 13. It's a magnetic number, right? 13 and 33, the two magnetic numbers. Okay. So that was a clue right there. All these 26s. Right. And like I said, 26 is the God number. Remember, Jay-Z is Jehovah, Jehovah is God, right? And Jay-Z, he got the 62, but it's really the same thing. But all right, let's back to these fires, man. To close it out. Thunder and the Supersonics. And yeah, so that all that led to cymatics. And this is what I'm gonna be studying all summer is cymatics. All right. Sound. Because what's gonna happen with these cymatics is gonna lead us right back to Pope Leo, bro. Watch this. It's about to lead us right back to Pope Leo in the church. Oh no, watch this. You see the cymatics, right? Sound that makes these crazy designs, right? But guess what? You've been seeing these designs all your life. You've been seeing these designs all your life. Here we go. I'm about to show you right here. 1 second. But it's about to lead us right back to Pope Leo. All right. Let's add another word to this. Look at this. Look at this. Music is liquid architecture. Architecture is frozen music. These church windows are using cymatics. And what's inside a church? Right? At 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, something goes off inside the church. That bell, that loud, big old bell. Right? And the church also got the organ in there. Now, the organ, the pipes in the organ is made with tin, gold, copper, you know, these elements that could cause a resonation, right? It cause a frequency. And this is why you get that good feeling, because you're dealing with cymatics. Now, it's crazy that the damn NBA finals led me here, and I'm very interested in this topic of dealing with the cymatics and these old orchestructures, right? Let me add one more word to this. I'll show you how deep I'm gonna got with this already. Tartarian. The Tartarians. Now, what they saying is these old churches, these old buildings, was built a long time ago. They was used for healing purposes, right? If you know anything about cymatics, and then you know these big old buildings. Let's get one of these big old buildings like this. These big old buildings that have a moat around it, right? This big old building would have a moat around it. And then the music will ring out from the church, right? And it would affect the waters that's around the moat. And any random person could walk up to that moat and get them a drink, and that would be considered the real holy water. And it's gonna get deeper, bro, because you got Benjamin Banneker who was designing stuff, right? Laying down the cymatics for DC. Like these cities is built with cymatics, bro. Let's just put city cymatics. And they're either trapping energy. Look, Trap City. I was just about to say it. They're either trapping energy or they're helping out, but I can't see them helping out. I can see them just taking, because energy is free. It should be free energy. That's how they get you. You more of a slave now than you ever was in the 1800s, because you got to work for energy. You pay for energy. That's it. All right. Salute, man. Salute. Reggae Rose, Rick James, my people back, man. It's been a while. I miss y'all, man. I got more, but I don't want to go too far, man. The dog is back. Shout out to you, man. Love your videos and the knowledge you bring. Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. I might have to get up off of here off of Facebook, and then we really gonna get into it when we got Facebook. But I had to, I got to show Facebook a little bit. Oh man, that's fucking. I almost forgot, man. The spy stuff. Let me show y'all who's spying on you. Let me show y'all who's spying on you. Apps that spy. It should be with the 00. Okay, what about Facebook? You see how Facebook got the double O, like 2 eyeballs? Okay, Facebook is letting you know they spy on you. Okay. Zoom, right? Zoom, 2 O's. Zoom is letting you know that they're spying on you. Yahoo, 2 O's. Yahoo is letting you know that they spy. And then, you know, most people just too naive to figure it out. But yeah, Google, 2 O's. Google is spying on you. All right. So you want to go through all your apps and see if they got that double O next, 2 zeros next to each other, because that's the looking glass, and they're letting you know because they have to. All right. They don't want no bad karma coming back to them, so they have to let you know what's going on. You see anything with the 00, it's an app or it's, any kind of technology like that, they're using that to spy on you. All right. Oh yeah, man. Peace, y'all. We up out of here. Hit the like button for your brother, man. Hit that like button. Thank you.